Hello, Chris. I'm going to try to work through some of these three problems here. As you can tell, I have my wonderful work in terms of my artwork there. But looking at these first two problems are very similar in terms of these are straight algebra problems. And when you're solving problems like this, what you want to do, the very, very first thing you want to do, even before you start to solve, is to actually combine like terms. So in the first case here, you have 14 times 18. I'm using the dot here for multiplication, so it's not confused with x for like a variable. And then 25 times 17. You want to multiply those first. Now I'm going to use a calculator. I don't know if you're allowed to do that or not, but just for expediency's sake, here's what I'm going to do. So we have multiplying these two together, you get 252 plus, let's see here, 25 times 17, and that's 425. Now, notice that we still need to combine like terms before we do anything else. So, if we do that, we add these two together. So here there's 677. So we have 30 F1s equals 677. Now, notice that the 30 and the F1, remember, when we're solving equations, we want to get the variable, which is our F1 here by itself. So we have 30 times F1. So we want to do 677 here, divided by 30. So if we do that on a calculator, which I'm doing off here, it comes to, so if we divide here, so we got 30 F1 equals 677, divide both sides by 30, because we want to do the opposite of multiplication, which is division here. So we have F1 equals, doing a calculator, 22.567. Now, and it repeats 66666 going on forever. So really the answer depends on how exact they want you to do it. You know, whether it's one decimal place, which is 22.6, two decimal places. Here you notice that none of your numbers are decimals. So I would actually round it up to 23. Actually, you have one decimal place, so I would do 22.6. I forgot to write the point zeros. The second one you do very, very similar in terms of combining your like terms first. So you would do your multiplication before you start to do anything else. And then do your multiplication there. So you would do 21. Now, of course, you're doing multiplication first because your order of operations, you have to do it in order. So if you remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. You have 1365 plus 22 times 32, 704. Now, luckily, it's a little bit easier for me to do addition in my head. So 6, 9, 2069, 60 plus 45 FW. Now you notice that you have two things now on the same side as your unknown, your FW. So the first thing you have to do is get that FW term, the entire term here by itself. So we're going to move this 60 from that side of the equation to that. So notice that we have addition here. And we have a positive here. So we need to undo adding a positive. And the way you undo adding is subtracting. So we have to subtract 60 from both sides. That leaves us with 45 FW is equal to 2009. And now using our calculator, divide by 45 is 44.64, and it repeats with the 44444. So again, multiplying your like terms together, you want to always do that first. Combining your like terms, do each side separately. So you notice here we did our multiplication, and then we did our addition order of operations. After you do that, then when you have it down to everything on each side combined, then you have to get everything moved over. So let me actually stop the video here. And we'll pick up with part 2 when we deal with our little free body diagram of your third problem.